Yo, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big one. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the derby, and we are here with a special preview. Gloves are off today. Form goes out the window, is what they say. We have in the blue corner, we have a Manchester City fan all the way from Canada called Vater. You've seen him before, probably on Football Terrace as well, speaking facts about Manchester City. But here, in the red corner, we have Papi representing Manchester United. But before we continue, guys, do smash a like and subscribe on this channel. Hit that like button for crying out loud, because YouTube is not nice to us. And by the way, go visit our new website, MUFC Realist TV. Guys, this is the big one. This is the showdown. Are you ready to rumble? Vader, you said your piece, but you can continue. Form goes out the window.
Form goes out the window, but because of this three-horse title race, I can't afford to drop points. And I think the players are going to be more. It's still a derby at the end of the day, but I think these players are still going to be a win needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Haaland could be wasteful, possibly. He may waste some chances. No player's perfect, but I think at the end of the game, though, every player to player, I think we're playing for something. We're playing for this possible four-peat. We're playing to stay in, again, 1 point behind Liverpool. So we're playing to be in this title charge. I don't know. You guys would tell me better. I don't know what's really motivating the players, your players, other than to play spoiler, other than to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Listen, yeah. Let me go. Let me go in the referee in the middle. I think that the pressure is more on you, in terms of the title race. You cannot afford to drop one single point. We don't have that pressure. We come in with no expectation. Everyone expecting us to get beaten 100%. Yeah. But as I said, form goes out the window. We will let you dominate the ball as per usual, because that's what you do. Pep Guardiola, tiki-taka football, possession-based. One thing that City hates, and what your fullback hates, it's Manchester United pace. So we will do the same old. I think we will park the bus a little bit, let you have the ball, try to control, and then hit you on the counter. That's the typical Manchester United recipe, how to beat Pep Guardiola. And that's what I'm going to see. I don't think we're missing a number 9, Rasmus Højlund, apparently out injured. We never know. He might be ready. Maybe it's mind games. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's mind games. I'm thinking it's mind games because he's been seen on the bench but not started, right? He's traveled. But
no. He hasn't traveled. I think we're not going to see Højlund at least for another 2 weeks, because it's a muscular injury, and it's one of those things where you don't want to rush. Sheffield United, he might make a cameo. That's my prediction.
So yeah. I'll admit I'll tune into the Rivals official Twitter account, right? I'll look to see who traveled on the bus, who made the flight.
Yeah.
If Højlund makes that flight, and he's on that bench, I'm thinking mind games. I'm thinking, because I know Ten Hag likes to bring in those. He's done it with Garnacho. He's done it with McTominay. Yeah. Those late subs, those surges. I'm going to be watching side eye. Makes that trip. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm telling you that as well. But I think at the end of the day, Rashford has not been. He's been wasteful as a number 9. So I don't think we should start with the frontman number 9.
That's not his best position, right?
No, it's not. It's not. No. 100%. He totally vanished, and it's been getting a lot of critics. Rashford is best on the left wing, and I believe that. I don't know, Papi. I don't like to see Rashford on top. Perhaps McTominay as a fox in the box.
Nick, I differ with you now. I feel like Rashford's best place is on the right. On the right. He's he had a few run of games where he was playing that position, and especially when Garnacho just sort of pushed him to the right, and he.
So that's what I want to ask you. So. Yeah. If you had to get the most quality on the pitch, Would it be to put Garnacho left and Rashford right?
No, I was talking.
What would you do, Mick?
Listen, we saw Anthony Dos Santos come back, and it did a 60 minutes cameo, right? He's very good in tracking back, right? And he is a player that could run the byline perfectly fine, right? And there's one thing that your fullbacks hate. Yeah.
But go ahead.
There's one thing that your fullbacks hate, and that is if somebody's running directly at them. So Marcus Rashford is one of them. They hate him, like this, especially if John Stones play, right?
Yeah,
he hates Rashford 100%. I would say Rashford on the left, keep Garnacho on the right, and play a false nine, like the recipe that you used to do before you even had a striker. Play a false nine, right?
Okay.
So, but it's all up to Ten Hag. So, what do I expect? Well, I smell an upset here for some reason.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
I do. I mean, you know, a wounded animal is the most dangerous animal. Like, you know, especially when you are an underdog and people expect you to be beaten. And for us, we have to, you know, we can afford to lose this game and still make top 5, top 4, like, you know, because there's like 11 more games to play after that, right? And the run of fixtures should be quite easy, right? Nobody expected us to sort of win the Nottingham Forest game. Everyone was counting us out, but we got it over the line. Second half, what I saw was a more composed team, and plus adding on that young starlet in the midfield, Kobe Mainoo, in a double pivot with Casemiro. Bruno needs to up his game as well. And the back four will sort itself out. Like, you know, the only trouble that I have here, and that is my next question. What is your take on Erling Haaland? Is he a human or is he a robot? What the hell is going on here?
Listen. He's none of those things. He's actually a combination. He's a cyborg. You got to punch it right. All right. He's not complete human. He's not complete robot. He's a combination of two. He's a cyborg. The man's absolutely ridiculous, and he's 23. He's a 23-year-old striker, and I saw a stat recently after that amazing result against Luton Town. 83 games he's played for City, and he's almost had a goal a game. He's scored 79 goals. He's played 83 games for City, and he scored 79. It's absolutely incredible what he's done, what he's been able to do, and I'm probably his biggest defender. Like, not so much you guys, but when other rivals want to like poke holes in his game or want to take shots at him, I'm like, okay, you're talking about him like he's a complete player, like he's in his peak years. He's 23. You want to compare him to Harry Kane? Okay, Harry Kane's probably 30 years old. He's mastered these things. He's developed his game, and I would almost he's completed AI, and I would almost say Harry Kane at 23, no one was talking about him the way they're talking about Erling Haaland. So it's just a certain perspective. I think he's been tremendous for us, and the reason why I defend him, I'll defend him all day long, is because I know opposing managers make a choice, whether it's on their eraser board, on the chalkboard, if you're old school, whatever. One of their notes is, we're stopping Haaland today. So I know opposing managers they're pinning it. We're stopping Haaland today, whether that's committing 2 center backs on him, whether that's a center back and maybe another midfielder paying attention and cutting off supply lines. But again, that's pulling position where you're now concerned about him behind you. I know that he's that type of factor. I'm spoiled. I'm 100% spoiled. I went from Aguero to Haaland, and I had 2 years. Where I didn't have anyone. Pep was doing the false nine. We had an injured Aguero, wasn't quite working. But to go from Aguero, who I think was the most lethal per 90 in the league, to now have Haaland doing something very similar but in a different way, I'm so happy for it. When opposing teams have to make a decision on how they're going to defend by committee, I'm like, okay, that's got to free somebody up. And so,
you know what's funny, Vader? When we had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coached him and raised him in Molde, right? The Norwegian club. Ollie recommended it to the board and everyone to buy this striker, right?
Like in early years.
Erling Haaland, yes, Erling Haaland. But John Murta said no.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
And typical, he's not a shirt seller. Well, look at him now. The question is, like, he's got a release clause, so I don't think. Do you think he will stay at City, or do you think he will go?
So you're gonna say, Vader, why you moving like this? But I'm so blessed right now. I'm so blessed with what he's given me, and even before that, I was happy. I knew he was going to be a difference maker. But I'm so blessed that in his first year coming to the club, and I'm not lying, I'm not being extra, I'm not exaggerating. I saw you guys win a treble. I never once thought I would do that. I never once thought my club would get to a point of winning a treble. Never. And this man was a big reason why it happened. So if he has a release clause, and rumors is that it's 150 mil to release him, if he chooses in 2-3 years time to say, you know what, I've done it all in the Prem, I've done it all at City.
Yeah.
What more can you do after winning a treble? I'm going to go and see if I can do it in another league. What am I going to do? I'm not going to boo. He can come back to my stadium, opposing player. I'm not booing him. He's given me something that I've never once thought would happen.
Vader, like I think actually it might even happen the day when Pep Guardiola leaves Man City. Haaland would probably want to leave with him, or just shortly.
It might be, it might be.
It has that kind of little bit of scripted feel to it, and just the rate that he's going, by the way, while we're reluctantly giving Haaland his flowers, like the stats that he has for me is just incredible. And like, you know, I just want to share some with some people that may not know that this cyborg is the rate that he's going. It's not only just impressive in the Premier League, but also Champions League as well. And Haaland is the first player to score 5 goals in a single Champions League match and a single FA Cup match. And, you know, Haaland, Messi, and Luis Adriano are the only players who score 5 goals in it. As I mentioned that already. Haaland, he's had more Champions League knockout goals than Henry, you know, managed in 36 games. He's had more Champions League goals than you know, as Kaká, Zlatan, Samuel Eto'o. You know, he's the rate that he's going, and you mentioned him being 23 just makes me wonder what's going to be the situation.
It's a freak. It's a freak. Somebody supercharged him, and somebody has to sort of put a virus in this robot. The AI is too strong. The force is too strong in the boy. But the thing is that the consensus is that, like, you know, around the Manchester United fan base and everyone, rivals that we speak to, but like so what? We don't even notice. Like, you guys don't have fans anyway. You're a small club, and a lot of people say, well, how did you get to this point? All this cheating allegation. We don't want to talk about it right now, because that's another story. We're here to talk about football, right? So
yeah, if those in the comments want to talk about it, have me on another show. We can do that. This is
sure, man. Sure.
Your point.
But
this is the derby.
You know, he's a talent, and 100%. Like, you know, if we're gonna talk about who's gonna be the next talked about striker for the next 10 years foreseeable, like we had the debate about Messi versus Ronaldo versus, you know, there was those two for 10 years. Now, interestingly, you mentioned something about Haaland, right? Haaland, sorry.
Yeah.
That means that Haaland is making a great impact, and like to you as well, because Haaland also scored 5 in the Champions League before we knocked out. This boy started to cook. So I believe this is going to be like those two youngsters, like, you know, so Erling is 23, Haaland is 21, 10 years to go. I think it's going to be a battle between.
I think the potential is great. I think it's actually, and I've said this more so in the Manchester City group chat than I have out on the socials, but I think there's going to be a greater or more consistent comparison between Haaland and Haaland than there was attempted between Haaland and Núñez. Liverpool's, they've already decided on this guy. When he's playing, I'm surprised when he scores. I'm more expecting him to like miss or fluff his shots or hit posts or crossbars. But they tried really early because obviously we got both players in the same summer to make the comparison. The way Haaland's come in, and when I look at his skill set, and again, I'm going to be shameless here. I hope that he's not seriously injured, but I hope that he's injured enough not to play, and then he can play.
Oh, there
right?
you go.
Like, you know what I mean? He's a talent. If he doesn't play against me, I'm okay. Be healthy next week. Play against your next matchup. But,
Vader, one more question for you.
Yeah.
You reckon this will be the last season of Pep Guardiola? Do you reckon he will leave?
Okay. Because we're still technically en route to a trouble. And like I said, I never dreamt that one can happen. Dare I dream that a second could happen consecutively? Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, tell me to be quiet. If the unthinkable happens, where this year he's able to win a 4-peat, and that is coupled with, I don't even think that's possible, but if it's coupled with the trouble, 4-peat back-to-back trouble, what more is there for this man to do?
Nothing. Return to Barcelona.
I think I love what he says in all his press conferences, post-match, pre-match. You can see that he's driven. Right, you can see that he's motivated. It's very different to where you hear Klopp, and Klopp made the point of saying, "I don't have the energy there." I don't get that sense from Pep at all. And even where we're structured, if it were like, "Oh, I need more. I need someone to maybe take on more of the, I don't know, planning, travel." Like, okay, I think the board would hire someone to alleviate that, to make the manager happy, and just focus on game plan, players, but he doesn't seem to be tiring out, and he still seems to be possessed to want to perfect the game or perfect himself as a manager. So I think, barring that unthinkable 4-peat trouble, I think he remains, and because his contract's until 2025. There's a lot of rumors that they're trying to do like the +1, like he extends it a year and sees where things out, extends it a year. So right now, 2025. Hopefully it can be longer than that, but I think he'll at least see it out until 2025.
We see. But there's a lot of people jumping ship, of course. We got your Omar Barada, your chief operator.
Yeah, he should have went everywhere but to you guys, man.
Thank you.
I'm not saying welcome. I'm Canadian. I'm polite, but I'm not saying welcome to that. I'm not saying welcome to that. No, you got a quality man there, and I don't slight him for wanting to advance. Like, the position, being CEO, was never going to happen here at City because of who's above him. So him venturing out, and obviously from a career standpoint, wanted to go. But I hate that he went across the street to you guys, man. I hate that. But you have a quality man over there, and I think it looks like with the addition of Sir Jim, and with some of the hires, and you're rumored with another one. Is it Ash?
Dan Ashworth.
Dan Ashworth as well.
Ashworth.
And we're also getting apparently Jason Wilcox as well.
So if those are all to happen, what you're doing behind the scenes is more important than actually what's happening on the pitch. Because you guys have gone out and, quote unquote, gotten the right manager, gotten the right players or whatever, but it just quite gelled. If you're doing the right things behind the scenes in the boardroom, it won't be long until the success that you have is consistent. I hate to see it, but you guys are doing the right things.
Bots, I hope you're right,
Bots, hearing this, it looks like rivals are scared. No, it's good to hear. Good to hear.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to make sure, and you can see this at Vader Games. That's my Twitter handle.
Yeah, go follow you.
Yeah, and then please follow on the day of. Listen, I back my team, but it's a derby. I'm always going to be nervous, so bear with me. I'm not trying to be fraudulent or anything, and maybe it's a cityitis. Listen, it's a derby. I'm going to have that energy, but I back my team. Follow me, and I will be following you guys. When that lineup, trust me, when that lineup's coming up, I'm going to ask you guys how you feeling about it. And if I can make it work, I'll look to join you guys, even if it's a brief cameo when you do the post match.
Yes.
Yeah, come on. I send you, man. Seriously. We have Canada in the house. We have royalty in the house. You like ice hockey as well?
I don't really watch it unless it's playoffs because the whole city gets involved. I was born in Montreal, so I don't support
Montreal is a nice city. Been there. Anyway, smash the like, the living hell of it. 5-0 was the lady Fortuna was saying. What if it's a reverse? What if it's 5-0 to United? You never know. Form goes out the window. It's gloves are off this Sunday. Let the best man win. Good luck to you, Vader.
You too. Healthy game. Let's have a healthy game. That's all I'm asking.
Let's have a competitive game. I mean, I want to see a competitive game, toe-to-toe football. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see an annihilation 5-0 or 7-0 or something. Fair game, a derby game. Any final words from you, Botswana Papi?
No, that's precisely what we want to see. Some fight. We want to see players that actually give a toss about showing up to work. And even if we lose, honestly, as a fan, I want to just if the players fight and don't make it easy for City, then I won't be too disappointed, just because I know the state of the club right now and the state where City is right now. It's just we have to be realistic. But if they go there and bend over, I'm not gonna be happy. Before kickoff, there's some players that do that before kickoff. They're like, "Oh, the game is already lost." No. I want to accept that.
Get out of it. So, guys, please make sure you go follow Vader. This is, do you have a channel or anything, or is this just your Twitter handle?
That's my Twitter handle, but simply on YouTube, type in Vader Games TV. Just add the TV to the name, and you'll find me. I try to do 2 shows a week. Why Always Me? And I got CIA intelligent agendas, and that's where we really go after the rival. So if you want to hear a little banter on all the clubs, tune in, check out my show. Much support. Help me get. I'm trying to get to 500 subs, so humble channel right now.
Support the brother, get him up to 1,000 subs, please, as soon as possible. And Pops, everyone knows where they can find you as well.
Yes. Right here on MUFC Realist TV, but also on Fridays. Tomorrow we're playing a quiz on my channel, Football Power Hour. Make sure you subscribe. We are also very close to, I think we just passed 950. So we're close to 1,000. So be a part of the journey. And hit the like button right now for this video that you're watching. Shout out to you for being here. Yeah.
Big up. So let's close the shop. That's it. 4 a.m. in my time. I'm absolutely looking forward for Sunday, man. Listen, I DM you a little bit later, Vader, as well. So thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
Yeah. Guys, have a fantastic rest of the day. We'll be back live tomorrow for the manager's press conference. Apparently, there's going to be a live one session tomorrow. And boy, do I look forward for those questions. Until then, guys, have a good night. And glory, Manchester Derby.
Mick, I want to sleep right now and then wake up on Tuesday. Is that possible?
Hey. Take it easy, guys. Bye for now. Close the shop. Peace. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.